Hey guys, can you hear me? Could chat confirm if mic's working? I broke my cord to charge this thing, but it looks like it's doing alright. Yes, sir, thank you. Well, hey, the normal disclaimer this is for educational purposes only and not intended to be used as financial advice. So, crypto's been wild lately. If you haven't noticed or paid attention, a lot of stuff's been going down. I haven't been doing a lot of calls. I've been just doing a lot of analysis and kind of. There's been a few things this week that's interested me, and I made some pretty good trades that we covered in the Discord. I also tried to coach you guys through some of these potential pump and dumps that we were going to go through, and everything kind of went towards plan. So it was cool to do it all live. Um, Frankly, the tools are just coming into their own. I went back and looked at some posts of like the rainbow trend stuff from like 4 years ago, and it was, or not 4 years ago, 4 months ago. Hopefully, we get to 4 years, and they've really come a long way. And we're getting a lot of questions, so I'll try to cover some of the stuff that I keep getting in the DMs. And like I said, anytime you want to DM me or any of the other mods or the any of the Rainbow Reputable in the Discord, they'll answer anything. So definitely hit those guys up or myself. Um, I don't do this full time though, so I do have a normal job and I've got 2 kids and a family, so it may take me a while to get back to you, but here we are. Bitcoin. Today was wild. Well, I guess I should back some stuff up. Um, the world's kind of in chaos right now, if you hadn't noticed. A lot of bad things are going on, and some good things, but you gotta, you've gotta, I guess, long story short, when the world's chaotic, you've really got to protect yourself. The biggest things are you could have the most perfect setup you've been watching for 2 months, but the instant something goes down over in Europe, you can get screwed. So you got to be really careful, right? So let me clean up this chart because I don't even remember what I was doing here. I got to try to not destroy all the other stuff. So we've been watching Bitcoin and been posting a lot on the Discord about it. And last night we got a doozy. By the way, whoever followed earlier, thank you for the follow. That noise tends to scare the hell out of me, though. I don't want to lose all my old notes because I can prove people that we were talking about this stuff and it happened. But anywho, Bitcoin's been going sideways for a while. So we had like the all-time high, and the pivots are crazy because it's on 6 hours and cranked up right now. But we came down, had kind of a death wick. It punched into this VWAP rainbow. I call it the rainbow spectrum. I gotta come. If you guys can come up with a better name, let's come up with something. But it eventually bottomed out, blew out these RSI these RSI markers, right? It actually formed a bottom in a print, came all the way back up, and we found where our resistance was. There was originally resistance here. You can see all these RSI markers right at this double pivot, and then they punched through it, right? You can see the volume coming in here. But they got up here to this cluster of like a triple pivot, hit a purple, and then they rolled over. They came all the way down here, started doing a broadening wedge, broke through, retested, and full sent it again. And we covered this in the Discord. This is going to roll over. TP, take profit, take profit, take profit. Took profit there. I think we got a TP print there. A little late on the lower time frames. It was actually here on the 30-minute. But this was like a flat out a Bart Simpson. And it was one of the first live, like, true Bart Simpsons I traded and, like, was public about it. It was like, hey, I think this is a Bart. And sure enough, it was. But we've got our clear support here. Or, I'm sorry, clear resistance here. Look at these pivots. Wicked into it, couldn't get through it. Blue RSI, had RSI, the markers, hard colors, and then it rolled over and died. And everything about this rainbow trend is telling you not to hold on to this in FOMO. It's telling you get long and get out, right? And this was 17%, 18% on Bitcoin. And we've been talking about how to snipe these retests, right? Where you come out and you retest the downward trend and then you send it. And look, they retested it. We got a whale print and it full sent. So indicator was dead on with that whale print there. And the cool thing here is we got a whale print here. Check out, they wicked into it and they failed. So that's like really bearish, short term wise. But came back down, started broadening wedge again. Another Bart Simpson. We played this one as well. This one shot up. I thought it was going to be the God Kindle that sent us. It stopped at these pivots. Same thing. We said, hey, chill out. Rolled over, and then we killed it. Or, we were screaming. I was posting in the Discord like, hey, take profit. Don't hold this. I don't think it's going to go. Sure enough, it did. And it looked like we were going to retest, but it actually kind of wicked that one. And this wasn't as clean as this, honestly. This went for a while. It was a lot cleaner to chart. I started kind of trying to chart that. Maybe it's just hard with these wicks. It's not perfect, but anyway, it took off today. Everything that everyone's worried about is the Fed rate hike. And the FOMC meeting was today. There were some leaks last night. Allegedly, it was going to be 25 basis points, but we weren't sure. Powell came out, did his speech, and they're going to do 25 basis point rate hikes. So towards the end of the year, they're going to be bumping it up 2 to 3% like overall. And I think we're at 2.25 right now, or 3.25, something like that. But the good news is the market responded. And the thing about it is the rate hikes suck, but it's used to curb inflation, which is good, I guess. I don't think they're doing a great job because we're in this predicament here with the dollar dying. But the big takeaway is Powell came out and told you what they're going to do the rest of the year. So you've seen how emotional these markets are, right? The markets now know exactly what's going to come the rest of the year, so everything can be priced in. They're going to be expecting 7 rate hikes the rest of the year at 0.25 or 25 basis points. Which, if you don't know, 25 basis point is 0.25. So, sounds, I guess, better if they say that, not so scary, but they're going to be ramping up that. They've stopped their quantitative easing. The only kind of unclear thing that we really want to see is if they're going to offload their balance sheet. So their balance sheet's got a lot of money on it that they're, during during quantitative easing, the Fed comes in and buys a bunch of stocks and they pump the price, right? It helps everybody out. But when they got to offload that thing, your big whale now became a bear. So you got to be really careful there. So we got the news today, and the market wicked down, wicked up, and then it's been climbing. And this is just crazy. And a lot of people have been asking for setups, and I was like, guys, I don't want to see. I'm not really looking into many things. I want to see what Powell does, and I'm gonna let the dust settle, let the charts level out, and then try to get back into it. But by the time it's Wednesday now, by the time all this stuff settles, it's gonna be the weekend. You know how weekend PA is. So, anywho, that's where we are up today. We're sitting at 41,000 on Bitcoin, which is awesome. I thought for sure we'd be in Goblin Town by now, but it's holding. This range has been holding, and the indicator has been sniffing out the whales left and right. So it's been really awesome. I mean, this is just look at this. We printed this stuff back in December. So all of this from December has been just holding and telling us there's your take profit level. And we've been banging our head against it, right? And then we printed this back in January. That's our support level, right? So we've just been playing the zigzag, and there's been some really awesome alt plays. But let me catch up in chat because you guys are blowing it up, and man, the numbers are huge today. Thanks for tuning in. Oh man, some first time viewers. If you guys don't know, there's new people here. I'm Rainbow Runner. I'm the head dev of Rainbow Trends and kind of the main guy behind all this Rainbow Theory stuff. You can check out our website, rainbow-trends.com. Give me 1 second. Oh, my mic thing. The charger fell out. Give me 1 minute. Sorry, this headset will not turn auto off if the computer doesn't turn off, and this computer never stops mining. So It's always on. But anyway, if you're new here, check us out. All the tools and stuff we use look drastically different. This is where you can find all the write-ups and stuff about it. What chasing whales is like when you use algorithms and these custom tools. So check us out. There's other guys that do really well. Particularly Leverage Monkey's killing it right now with like his S&P 500 calls. CryptoJack is always on point. Doppel, all these guys. So check them out. They're good dudes, and most of them are in the Discord too. So if you can tag them and they'll answer stuff. But let me check up. Make oil go to zero. You don't want oil to go to zero. I never thought what would happen if price went the other way. I mean, I can tell you there's a lot of majority of the oil field stuff, like the oil rigs, like the big boy oil rigs in the Gulf of Mexico, like 100 miles offshore, they need about 50, 60 bucks to be worth it. Anything below that, it's not really worth it. But anywho, back to the charts, caught up on chat. I don't know about Chaos Manifesto. It's all different colors to me. I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, we're still chopping through this, and honestly, you want to sit on cash and not lose money, just wait until we break above 46, or wait until we break below here. Go long, go short. That's really the cheat. This stuff's really hard, and frankly, if you've been trading this without like any normal, like any of these indicators, I don't know how the hell you do it. And bravo to you. You don't need this stuff, but damn, because I know these ate people up, and even like Will Clemente last night, he was showing this, and I posted to him. I said, hey, I think it's bait. I don't want it to be bait. Not Clemente. Dylan. Dylan's the one I like. So if you guys don't know Dylan LeClaire, I'm pulling up this Twitter right now. My God, he posts a lot. There it is. So Dylan posted this last night. Thought it was interesting. And I just said, hey man, unfortunately I think this is bait. And had the rainbow trend chart up. Lo and behold, it fully retraced last night. The settings are all screwed up, so I apologize, but they're set for 4 hour right now. But yeah, that thing pumped and dumped randomly, some random god candle. But the cool thing is it flushed the longs, it flushed the shorts, and kind of set the balance up. And this is a kind of a candle we would see during kind of the major bull trends. And what would happen was you would see the whales come in, and I don't know if this is why they're doing it, but it's the only thing that makes sense to me is they slap the hell out of the market just to see what the order books actually do, and then they start moving forward with their drive, whether that's a drive up or a drive down. But the thing is like all the order books are crazy manipulated by bots and whales and all this other stuff, and a lot of that's like stuff is fake. So I think they slap it and they see what the market really does, and then they plan their committed run, and that's maybe what we're seeing here. Like, as crazy as this freaking looks, this may be what we're gonna do. Let's walk up to here and try another swing at 46, which I'm sure we'll probably bounce through, but maybe we get that finally. And then I tell you what, crypto Twitter is going to lose their freaking minds if we break 46. My boy Altcoin Sherpa, if you don't follow him, I was tweeting out some of his stuff this week. Dude's an OG. He's great. He can actually see a lot of the whales with just normal colors, and his stuff aligns with rainbow trends. It's been really cool. Hey, Sniping Snake. So that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. And if you're new to this stuff, it'll make sense the more you stare at it. But that's all I've been really doing with that. That's the main setup, and this is the chart I've been using to navigate all the other stuff. But right now we're like in the dead center, right? We're not really anywhere, but it's gaining steam and it's flipping bulls. So we'll see if it can hold it, right? You can see how the colors flipped here and they stayed. We want to see that all the way up to 46. We're going to see that damn thing break through, but we're going to need some volume to do it. right now a lot of stuff's moving on low volume. It's really interesting. There's not a lot of liquidity in the market, and there's a ton of cash sidelined. So it's really interesting because if the cash on the sidelines comes in, this stuff can really send. So, anywho, how can I see a lot of the whales? Hey, NZZZ1. No, I'll go over the back call in a little bit. So if you go to like Rainbow Theory, if you go to our website, it's kind of the basis of like Rainbow Theory and how we chase whales. So there's logic behind the colors, and then also these indicators also have a lot of custom bots and algorithms actually running inside them to help you spot the whales. So especially like the take profit indicator, that's flat out a trading bot that's telling you when to sell. Or suggesting when you should take profit up. But this has all the write-ups, especially if you go down to here, like the drop down, you can see the tutorials and like the backtesting charts, and I've got a bunch of write-ups. But in short, I don't watch movies in black and white anymore, and you damn sure shouldn't have your life savings on a chart that looks like this. Like, that's really hard for me to trade, personally. Just black and white. Now, TraderMate and stuff, they can do it. Dude's a legend. I'm not saying other people can't do it, but I like to cheat, and that's why we got banned on Twitch, right? Rainbow Trends' cheat codes. So, like, these triangles are actually, it's detecting whales, and these take profits is an algorithm detecting whales, and then these RSI prints is resistance for the whales, and then like these pivots, which are these dash lines, that's support and resistance that the whales respect to, because they're the ones that spent the energy to print them, so they tend to respect them on the other way back around. So I appreciate it. Yeah, Jack and I go way back. He's a good dude. So Ethereum, big news with Ethereum, and I could be lying to you guys, but some very intelligent Ethereum people are talking about ETH 2.0 rolling out. And I've been listening to ETH 2.0 rollout since ETH was $250. That was years ago. And I don't know when ETH 2.0 is coming out, but these guys who are pretty smart on Twitter are starting to talk about it like it's about to happen this year. So I think the tentative date is July for the proof of stake. The big thing is, if you don't know about Ethereum doesn't have a total market cap. It's technically infinite supply. But when they switch to proof of stake, the issuance is going to go down 90%. And then every transaction within Ethereum burns Ethereum. So it's very likely that Ethereum will become deflationary, and over time there will be less and less and less Ethereum. So if there's less supply, price goes up. But that'll also give us a total market cap, actually a lock-in on Ethereum, because mining will go away and we'll go to proof of stake. So it'll be really interesting. And frankly, Ethereum's been looking awful, but like one of my favorite guys, High Stakes Capital, like a legit whale, he's 120% exposed to this. So he's long. He's leveraged long. And I've just been kind of watching it. It hasn't really looked impressive. I mean, frankly, we channel walked here, printed our take profits, and went. And you can see the algorithm picking up the whales here. But we traded a range here, and we've just nuked. And it's just been kind of downtrending, right? I love Ethereum. I think it's a great coin. If someone asked me if I wanted to make a 10-year investment in crypto, I would probably tell them Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin. Those are probably the only three I would put money on would be in like the top 20 in 10 years. Yeah, Litecoin would probably be a push, but Litecoin will always be like top 50, I think. But I don't know if it'll be still top 10, 20 or whatever. It's not top 10 now, I don't think. But anyway, hold on. I think the charger fell out again. I don't want this to die midstream and I don't know it. Alright, I'm back. So, Pivots are noisy as hell here, so let me turn them off because they're not important. Oh, I've got the wrong settings, that's why. Zero that out. Ooh, clean pivots. So you can see the VWAP spectrum. We tagged it 3 times, and then it's just kind of been going sideways, and it's just kind of been wedging. I've had this wedge kind of drawn, and I was like, well, we'll see if it'll respect it. It kind of started to. So it's just kind of range bound in here, and it's coiling. Whatever it's doing, it's coiling. Whether it's going to coil and explode down or coil up, I don't know. But the way the argument RectProof put forward, whew, it's a good one. And it looks like it's going to go. Because people are going to FOMO into F 2.0. And then secondly, the issuance is going to go to shit. So it's, pardon my language, it's going to go, the supply shock is going to be interesting, to say the least. So whenever there's supply shock, you're going to have buyers and you're not going to have any sellers. So price is going to go up. But regardless, this thing might finally be bottom from this. I mean, this was major. We went from 42 to 17. Oh, God, that was bad. We climbed all the way back up, printed a new higher high. We did an amazing channel walk. Ding, 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 ding. And then we've just been bleeding. But we finally started printing some bottom here. We're starting to see some volume pick up, right? So you see someone's willing to start to defend it. And it's ranging. But we'll see. It may very well just walk right through this wedge, and this wedge gets invalidated and it just keeps doing this for a while, right? But we just have to keep an eye on it. But right now it's in the dead center. It's in no man's land. But if you break this resistance here, it's downtrend resistance, like it'll get my attention, especially if we walk up past that pivot, which is 2,900. So basically, set an alert. If you're over 3,000, wake up. Now, as far as what price that thing will go to, I don't know, but at 2.0 will probably send it above all-time high would be my guess, but from there I don't know. I would just have to look at the coin market cap, total market cap of Ethereum, and figure out what the price would be if it was to equal Bitcoin's market cap. And I think right now that's like at 5,200. So I am a Zcash maxi. None of this matters. It's all Zcash. So next up is Litecoin. Litecoin's looked god awful. Bam, bam, bam. Lower low, lower low, lower low. Finally saw that support. And this is kind of triggering me. So we shall see. That may go. I don't know, but it might. Litecoin is a weird one. It doesn't take off very often, but when it does, it's usually pretty awesome. But this is stupid easy for me. That's accumulation by whales, and then they sent it, rolled over, took profits, came down, accumulated again. But it hasn't taken off yet, but it looks like it's about to. So I don't know, and Litecoin's not the most volatile thing. Zcash will do 70%, this will do 20, right? Well, let me see what this is. This is, yeah, 33%. This was 70 or something on Zcash, but regardless, they're wiggling in support range, right? And you're starting to see higher lows. And now on the 4-hour, we're solid bull colors and we're starting to print blues. I hope you guys can see that. So maybe this goes. This to me would be something typically when I'm looking for longs, I just scan a bunch of stuff and then I start favoriting what looks good to me. This is kind of triggering me a little bit. Normally I don't get triggered on Litecoin to long it, but that looks longy. But the thing is we're only looking at, even potential here would be 17, 25%. It's not much. And you can see we did not get through the rainbow spectrum there. That rainbow shut it down. And the rainbow is right here right now. So that's only 10, 13% if we tag that the bottom of that rainbow. So the VWAP rainbow. XLM, XLM always baits me. I'll take a look at XLM in a little bit. So Zcash, my boy, the best crypto, the crypto that is purple, If you guys don't know, I'm joking, but I trade the hell out of Zcash, and my win rate's really good with it, so I tend to talk about it all the damn time. And right now, frankly, it's been one of the best performers. Because you can see, like, the rainbow colors, this thing's painting such a cool picture of what the whales are doing. As you can see, they blew out colors. We had our whale prints all the way down. And then RSI candles blew out, and they started accumulating here. They full sent it, rolled over. I don't think we have take profit on right here. Yeah. Got a take profit print, bled out, another chance to buy, all the way back up, another take profit with RSI candles. The colors bled out. Boom. I mean, you guys know. I mean, the guys who've been trading rainbow trends, you guys know the deal. You take profit on pinks and purples, especially if you see them roll over. And all these went up into resistance blocks, rolled over, da-da-da-da-da. I mean, look at the pivots here. It's really clear. Broke through the pivot. Failure to break through the pivot. Barely broke through the pivot. That one full sent through it. Check out those whale prints. Got here and rolled over on that triple pivot. And then shot up to another one, and now it's kind of doing this. But you can see the volume's kind of died down. So I don't long here. I'm mostly out by that time. You get a pink on the 4 hour or less, like, you really need to start nipping some off. You don't have to sell all, but especially if you're shooting pinks into pivots, they tend to bounce. They tend to not have enough steam to fully send it through. Because these pivots are like resistance. This is all, when you're going in an uptrend and you're hitting these dash lines, that's resistance, and you bounce off, right? So you gotta be careful. Hey, gains are gains. Doesn't matter. People like, this is like people get mad that they lost money, but they'll be like, oh my god, I did this and I sold on the take profit. I only made 41%. But it really did 62%. I'm kicking myself in the butt. And it was like, no, you made a 40% trade. It's awesome. But check this out. See all this volume? All this whale spikes on the volume? And pinks? Like right now it's going up, and this is like no volume. Like that's no volume at all. So it's kind of interesting what's going on here. I don't know. But regardless, it's at the top of the range. It's actually above it. So this thing may start just going, and it may start riding up the cloud. And if that's the case, Barry Silbert's a damn genius, and we're just gonna go up and ride this damn thing and keep going. And maybe we climb all the way back up to here, 300. So, like, this is the godsend trade, is to get that. That's 100% on spot. Past that, we're not going to break through that instantly, but the next level would be that top one. I mean, those are... You make 100% trade on Zcash. What up? I mean, people were dogging this on Silver. People were like, blah, 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 it's just going sideways. Such a boring coin. I actually called the dudes out. It's like, you consider 65% swings boring? Like, this is leverage numbers. So, anyway, doesn't get enough respect, but it's a L1 OG, and it's a hell of a privacy coin. And of all the other stuff that we've gone through, like DeFi, NFTs, all this different stuff, like all these different narratives, staking, Solana, all these different things, I don't think we've gone through like a privacy narrative yet. So maybe the next like big thing is privacy coins, because we saw with the Canada shutdown, they started chasing down anybody who donated to those truckers, and they started locking people's accounts. They even started blacklisting Bitcoin accounts. So if you do all your transactions in Zcash and Monero and stuff like that, like, can't do that. Can't see who sent it, can't see where it went. I think you can see, but you can't see, I don't know. But anyway, it's a privacy coin and would help with that. So the one I did trade this week that screamed out with me, and you guys had so many questions, I want to go through it step by step. And we went through this on the Discord. Discord's new, we're trying to grow it. Hit us up. Even if you don't have rainbow trends, come talk to us. We can talk whales. That's the thing. It's no paywalls or anything. There's no VIP areas. Maybe we'll do an OnlyFans later. But you guys are just... I'll tell anybody about how to chase whales, because I freaking hate these dudes. Because they wreck you. They need your liquidity. But Anywho, this was the trade I had been posting up in the Discord, and you can actually see it on Twitter. I started getting triggered by this bad boy. So first off, a lot of volatility in basic attention token, right? We are printing whites. We are punching into this rainbow spectrum. And by the way, this rainbow is free. So if you go check out the free tools section, it's free. And we were slamming pivots on low volume, which was interesting. So the volume was here. So they were defending here. And there's volume pickup here. And they were defending here. So we knew, like, hey, that's your trade. That's your support block. I really need to get better at being able to spell stuff out. But there's your support, right? So, and then we had clearly all these damn pivots. I'm sorry. It's still probably on 19. Yeah, it is. Damn it. These old... I was doing something earlier today and I had it cranked up. So there's like your support. You see the pivot there and there's like a cluster here. We'll just call it like, hey, there's your resistance. So I know where I'm at and I know where the whales are at. Whales are going to sit here and bounce between these two things until I'm out of money. Unless I can see what they're doing and then I can chase them and I can get a piece of their pie, right? So let me clean that up. There you go. So we're 4 hours. We're pretty much default on all this stuff. Pivots down here, punching into the rainbow. And then rolling over and the take profits are triggering, right? Well, this one they bought and they started to go and then it rolled over. A take profit printed. But what was interesting and caught my eye was this was pretty weak. It wasn't a really big send downwards, right? It didn't touch this rainbow. It barely got into this support block. And then I started seeing this. And this, and people like, well, did the certain X's trigger you? Or why did you do da 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 da? When I see this, they're eating. That's a whale. That's a whale eating. And essentially that's a big dude eating lots of basic attention token. And you can see the algorithm is picking them up too. We don't see any bear prints here, do we? Right? There's no bear prints. It's all bull prints. Bull whale. So big whale was coming in here and going, but he was taking such big bites, the price jumped up every damn time. And he would have to stop biting. So he's sitting there, and I go, you can check my Twitter from a few days ago. I was like, if this is what I think it is, basic attention token's about to get wild. And sure enough, the whale came in, and he ate it, and he got to the point so there was no liquidity left. So essentially, like, what whales want to do is they want to buy when you don't think they're eating, and then eventually they get too aggressive. They come out of the shadows. The algorithm starts picking them up, and then they want to finish their greedy, right? They want to eat their big meal. They want to get all this stuff, and they'll keep eating it, and they'll walk it out of the support, and that's what they did here. And I was like, okay, that right there, that's a dude eating. He's running out of liquidity in the market, and price is going to go. And typically, that big hungry guy is getting in his last bit, filling up the last bit of his bags, but at the same time, he's willing to continue to eat to pump price off so he can sell all of it for profit. So it did, and it took off. I think I'll have to post it it's posted in the Discord. I think I was 14.5% on spot, or 17. I had it late long. I think it was 14.5. Either way, you can check it. It's 12.5, whatever. It was a double-digit spot trade during all the chaos with the wars and everything. I was pretty proud of it. Some of you leveraged degens in the Discord were whooping my butt with some other trades, but that was the one that I saw it, I called it out, and watched you guys through it. And we ended up tagging pinks into the rainbow right below a pivot. And I was like, man, if anything goes wild with the FOMC meetings, or if anything goes crazy in Ukraine, I'm going to lose this trade and I'm going to look like an idiot if I don't take profit. So I took some profit. Or I cut it all. I just like, I'm gonna walk. So that's a rainbow trade. Chasing whales, head to none, and you can see that greedy dude. He ran out of liquidity and just full sent it. And now we're pumping again. So nothing crazy on Bitcoin, but anyway, that's basic attention token, and it's gonna keep going. But remember, you don't long pinks or purples. So if you buy now, it's likely to bounce off that pivot. And you're gonna have a bad time. So let it cool off and chill out. Especially it's like got a yellow RX or yellow X marker. So, but anywho, the other one I wanted to cover is SPX. Jerome Powell came in, said he's only going to do 25 basis points. Market dumped and then rallied. Market's emotional. Typical markets when they're that emotional aren't really sustainable. So I got to see what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't think with all the stuff going on, inflation, the COVID's going back up in Asia like crazy, I don't think we're just going to go and be back in all-time highs by July. I personally don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to be skeptical. I've been hedged since I think somewhere around here. I've been hedged for like half a year on my retirement stuff, so like traditional stocks. And I'm just not going to rush it. I'm going to wait. But one of the big things is I do want to see the channel walk break. And it's kind of breaking right now, but we got to see what happens. It may just keep going down. I don't know. Sometimes these channel walks, I never talk about this, but sometimes they shift. So price will just like go down and then get bumped over, and then it'll just keep going down at the same damn angle. So be careful of that too. And I think, yeah, here's a channel shift. So I was watching that one. I was like, there was clearly a downtrend on Litecoin. Right, it respected it, and then it channel shifted and went dit, 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 and now it's walking out. And plus, we got that retest, so it may go. It's not gonna be the sexiest trade, but it will be a trade. So let me catch up on chat. Numbers are really good today. 35. That's crazy. Oh, wait, did you say the rainbow is free? This tool, the Spectrum. This one with it's a volume weighted average price rainbow. It's like meant for like mean reversions, but it's really freaking good. You can catch measured moves on it really well. I will get to Aave Playmaker. Lipsy, check character off sports. You pick on your part in hindsight. Yeah, it looks like LPSY. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, LPSY. Yeah, it might be. And it might be SOSing if you're referring to Zcash. That might be an SOS out of an accumulation range, which means full fucking send. Pardon the language. I'm going to get banned again. So there was some requests. Let me go. XLM was the one. So XLM. What was the other one? Playmaker. Aave. So let me check XLM real quick. Yeah, check out. I mean, you just saw me. Like, I don't have any pre-recorded stuff for XLM. Like, look at these pivots. This is easy. Swing failure pattern, take profit, bleed out colors. We also got RSI markers. Indicators telling you don't FOMO. Don't diamond hand that, take profit. Because let's see what trade ranges is. So the bottom of that to there's like 40%. That's good. So, gosh, dog. I'm telling you guys, I know how the pivots work because I programmed it. Doppel wanted it, and I programmed it. But I don't know why the whales respect him so much. But I gotta point this out. So you see this pivot here? Failed to take it, took it, almost to the dollar, held it, right? This pivot here, check that out. You see it, and there's your swing failure pattern. And even here, it bucked off of it and then sent through. So pivots are nasty, guys. A lot of people don't use these. They use the yearly automated ones, which I don't use at all. I don't like it. But these are automated with a bot based on trading patterns, right? So it tries to grab the important wicks and show you the patterns. So regardless, here's your XLM, right? Like this looks so. When I'm sitting here barking at it, and I'm showing you guys like, hey, look how dead on it is. When I'm dead on a chart, I'm much more likely to have an edge because I know where I am in the roadmap of the whales plan, right, per se, to try to liquidate everybody. So I know the whales are buying here, and I know the whales are selling here at resistance. It's very simple. It's not simple. If you turn all this stuff off, it's a nightmare. This makes no damn sense why price stopped here, right? Can you see why it stopped here? Traderman can, I can't. But we're here to make money. We're not here to be proud, right? We want to beat the whales up. So you can clearly see like we've got resistance here, big time. And then we knew about that resistance before we even got to it. And you can see they're building bags. Then they sent it. Building bags again, rolled over. This is the cool part. Zcash went up and sent it, right? XLM hasn't. XLM rolled over and it's come down, and this is the same Zcash play. So you've got a good chance that if things keep going well, you're going to get a swing to at least here. If you're lucky, maybe that one. Really lucky, that one. Right? So those are looking like 20% trade, 25, da 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 da. So you just got to see the colors they come into. Like if they come in on like pink and purple, I'm on that bottom one. Like I would be like trying to cut it. So because you can see they came in here on blues and then they accelerated and then they ran out of gas and they died off, right? So these whales are only so strong. They can't just go purple or pinks forever. So that's how that works. But this looks good. They've cut the cloud. I kind of like the cloud on the 6 hour better. So it may go edge to edge at least, but so if you're wrong, what it would look like is rolls over, comes down, tags this again, and then maybe goes. And if you're really long, you break this bottom support and it goes down there. So it's all about having, so trading's not about knowing what's going to happen next. Trading's about having a plan. You need to have an idea of when you're right and what you're going to do to take your profits. And then you need to know what you're going to do when you're wrong to secure your money. You can't just diamond hand this stuff forever, right? So it's really big that like when I'm wrong, I cut it and I know when to cut it and it's calculated. So to me though, this looks like they're going to go. But I could be wrong. This is kind of that Litecoin trigger, right? This looks like a whale starting to chew. It's not enough to really trigger me fully, but it's starting, right? And you can see those 3 candles there that got picked up. So those are kind of outliers. I drew that on the wrong thing, but you get the point. So that's what I would do. And if you make this trade and you kill it, go post it in the Discord. If you make the trade and you're wrong and you killed your execution to get out for a calculated stop loss, go post that too. Because you need to be emotionless. You need to eat and throw away your food when you don't need it, right? So, but it's a decent looking setup. I like XLM looks pretty good here. But I have a history of XLM looking really, really good, and then it gets me. But I think that's awesome. The cool thing too, bunch of whites, a little bit of white, no white, only orange. So the bears are running weak. I don't have the spectrum turned on here, but anyway. So that's XLM. Yeah, this one has, let me just see what the spectrum does, the rainbow. Yeah. So you can see they tagged it, barely tagged it, didn't tag it at all. And that pivot held. So if you're like, if you really want to be super secret squirrel, you get your longs right there, like right on those pivots. Because right now we're a little late, but if it goes, that's the thing. Like, there's less risk here because if you enter here and it crosses that bottom one, you can cut it and it's only like 1 or 2%. If we enter here and it comes all the way down and then goes, it's a much bigger stop loss. So just got to be careful. Excellent. Yeah. Aave was the other one Playmaker wanted. I tell you what, Aave was one of the craziest DeFi coins. It pumped so hard. Like back in the day, it just went before this. It went plateaued for freaking ever, but yeah, that run was nuts. And then it just went sideways forever, and it's still going sideways forever and down. But so she's in a major downtrend for like probably a year, right? So you gotta be really careful because zoom out, turn all the indicators off. This doesn't look good. I don't care who you are. This doesn't look bottomed. But there's some trades to probably be made, but it's not going to be easy mode. Go chase the stuff that's easy. Because you can see it, like, there it is, that zigzag pattern with the colors, and they run out of whites, they only get to reds, and then they full send it. Here's another zigzag, they run out of whites, send it. Maybe that's what they're doing now, but honestly, they've already sent it, so I don't want to touch this personally, because they've already printed a pink and a purple. And look at the volume spike. That's why split indicator is so cool. This is such a simple tool, but it really gives people an edge. And you typically won't see a single leverage monkey chart without that on. So, no, pivots aren't free. Pivots are part of the main indicator. In the haven't had the mean. No, these mean excellence. The mean. This is a free tool. I call it rainbow spectrum, but they're basically mean reversion VWAP bands with some standard deviations used to do the math per like a bell curve. And that's a freaking mouthful, and I don't have a catchy name for it yet. So whoever can come up with some cool names, that would be really cool. Wow, what do you think about the BTC cycle lows happening around September? I think we're in uncharted territories as far as timing goes. I think the only timing thing cycle-wise next is going to be the next halving, which is years away, personally. So, hey, Pantolga. So, anywho, that's Aave. I thought there was another one someone requested. Oils chart. There may be others, but the only one I ever watch is WTI. So I'm going to turn pivots off because it's not worth this particular chart. It's not worth it, in my opinion. Or the take profits did work, but so this thing's been going on for 10 months. It's been in a broadening wedge, right? You can see. I probably need to clean up the well prints to show you, like, if I wanted to make this pretty and actually post it on Twitter. But the key thing was here is the blowout, and we full blew out. Oil, which barely is printing any colors in here. Like, this is all greens. There's a little bit of blues there. That's all blues and greens. Went full freaking pink. And then went pink again. So this was 2 drives. Blew out some RSI. We got an orange RSI, but none of the whites. And we printed a take profit on that candle. So that's not the best, but 109. But we're on 6 hour. Let me go to 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour caught it at 120. And the all-time high was 128. So shout out to the take profit indicator for working on oil. But this thing blew out. And now it's back in this channel, right? So I don't know what's going to go on. Like, worldwide, like, the Saudis and the Emirates told the U.S. to kind of F off. We're not going to give you any barrels of oil. Argentina kind of told us the same thing. The only kind of people that make oil anywhere near the United States is Canada, but we don't have pipelines for that. So I don't know where this is going to go if demand doesn't level out. But this could all be hype, right? It could just be news-related pumps, but it's gonna get scary. I say scary. Your pump prices are gonna go down if we get back in this channel and we do that again, which puts us at like 111. That's July. That's probably like September. Let me do the bar pattern. Some bar pattern. So that would be like. That's kind of what it would look like. It's kind of close to what I drew. But for all intents and purposes, I wouldn't make an entry on oil right now. Why? Because the thing that acted as support or resistance for over 10 months is now being tested. So if it holds, it goes up. If it breaks, it goes down. So like I don't have an edge here. I know I'm at a pivot area, right? But I don't know what it's going to do. And that's the other thing. Like if like the war, you get the news war, and I mean this is all Russia invasion, right? So as soon as you get the news that peace has been made, this may just fall on its face. But I mean, with that being said, I would definitely scoop it up there if it zipped down to it. So options are scary. The X's are RSI tool. So people, give me 1 second. I'll pull it up. All right. So all RSI. So RSI is like one of the best indicators of all time, but this thing's really hard to read. So I took all the data and I made it painted on the charts rainbow style, and now I'm absolutely in love with it. So that's all that is. Different levels of RSI numbers, the farther they punch it, the better the colors look. And it's the same colors from the website. They're just inverted so you can see it better. So the further you get to pink or the closer you get to white, the harder the RSI print is. But what it does, you can't really see it here. Let me go back to Zcash. Hello. Where's a good example? It's usually on lower time frames it prints harder. But you can see these little clusters, and you can see the colors rotate as well often. So it goes from blues to pinks, then greens. So just like I just like to see colors rotate, you see medium strength, super high strength, and then the RSIs get weaker, and then you don't see any RSI prints, right? And that's the reversal. And that's the full move on RSI normal indicator, right? That's all that is. But it forces you to see which exact candle the whale is pushing on RSI. That's all that is. It's not super secret sauce, but it's one of the greatest things we've added this year to Rainbow Trends. Because frankly, no one had it, and I just wanted to see it, so I just programmed it, and then I added it to the suite. And then last week I added the colors to them. So, and you can change the colors however you want them. You can even change the symbols. You're going to do circles or diamonds. You can change the colors however you want it and save it. You see, I got all these here. I don't know if you can change the size. No, you can't. I can and you can even change where they print too. I can change the size in the tool or in the code, but the next size up is pretty darn big, and it's really obnoxious to see that. So the RSI markers without the colors is another free tool, so they'll all be red or green, but the ones that rotate colors is in the premium subscription. So typically if the stuff didn't take me a long time to code, I'll just throw it up for free, but the stuff that took me years to develop, it's not. And I'm not saying you need this stuff, but frankly, you should be able to pay for your subscription fees with the added P&L gains off these tools. And if you're not, you don't owe me a dime. Like, don't feel like you need to keep the subscription. Get rid of it if you don't need it. So, anywho, it's Playmaker. It's in there's a free tool section on the Discord. Rune. People have been talking Rune. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Rune the one that got hacked a long time ago? And it free fell like crazy. It may not have been Rune, I don't know. But we can take a look. Yeah, so I tell you, I would not touch Rune right now. Rune is hot, but Rune is too hot. I see why you want to play with it, but you gotta be really careful. Man, look at the volume here. Explosion. But you can see the history. Like in the past, Rune could barely break above that rainbow, right? So there's your VWAP spectrum. It can't hold this. So even in the greatest of times, it can't hold it. So that's where we're at right now. And that's what's awesome about this spectrum tool is it gives you a measured idea of like past the pinks, how far into price can they actually hold it? Likely can't hold this for long. Maybe that. But what you want to do is catch the retest, right? So if you were going to you're going to be scalping this bad boy, right? You're not going to be swinging this because it's going to be doing this quick. And the problem is it can do this and you've got to be on top of it. So yeah, Rune's hot and heavy right now. Look at this explosion. I don't know why there's a lot of volume here, but that's a big explosion. That's one of the greatest things about this tool. It really, really brings you into tune with volume. And you see these explosions. So, and I mean, like, look, you're printing pinks with take profits. Like, the bot's telling you, like, hey, that was a good time to get out. But it's a clear, like, there's your support. Big punches into the rainbow, a less punch, weaker colors, and then it full sent. And let's see what that was. Long position. 94%. Yeah, boy. You're so the whales accumulated here, for sure. And it's up 150%. So you're playing with fire. I mean, maybe it keeps going, but like it's got the odds are it can really melt your face with a pullback. So you got to be careful. See you, Snake. So I wanted to also cover some news stuff, and I can take some last minute requests. But some of the news that caught my eye this week, and I don't normally cover news, so I figured I'd start sprinkling a little bit in. Zelensky from Ukraine signed a digital asset bill to legalize crypto. So, kind of cool. And they've been using the crypto people have been donating to help in their effort. So that's kind of cool. Also, the FOMC meeting, all the data there. We talked about that in the stream earlier, but that was what shook the markets today. No ifs, ands, or buts. Another kind of cool one, Zuckerberg is bringing NFTs to Instagram. This could be huge. I don't know what the user base is for Instagram, but if they start doing NFTs on all the profile pictures and stuff like that, that's going to be really, really big. Another huge one that broke today on PancakeSwap is Bored Apes Yacht Club dropped their coin. And it did 150 something percent instantly. So it went from 16 cents to 50 cents. This is today's price action. It's pretty wild. PancakeSwap was on fire. So I don't know about you. Bored Ape Yacht Clubs went to prices I never thought was possible. What a tricky. That was a fake X. So yeah, ApeCoin. It's happening. And Coinbase already has it listed. It's not enabled, but it's listed there. So that's kind of cool. Hash rate also is still chugging along. 60 days. Still pushing towards all-time highs. So I was really interested to see what Russia's invasion did. See if it took any hash power offline, but we're still trucking. And then lastly is like the website. If you want to check us out, you can read up on it. Check out our free tools. We have our Discord links. CryptoJack has his own separate Discord and stuff like that, so you can check us out. We do, and also I recently added every single tool description has a video demo, so make sure you check those out. So if you got like questions that I didn't cover, those demos should show you exactly how each tool works. So check them out. Someone had some last minute requests. Rec. Rec's a weird one. It's very volatile. Yeah. So you can see the accumulation patterns of the whales. So it's easy to see them, but it's in a general downtrend, right? So it's not easy mode. But these pivots are really noisy right now. Let me turn those down. But you do have a very clear support area, that, which you're not at right now, so I wouldn't touch it. But you can also see that's apparently those pivots were resistance, and it wicked them like almost to the dollar, which is freaking cool. So, and you would have to slow down the take profit tool for this thing because it's so fast. You'd have to go to the different time, the lower time frames. So you can see like 1 hour. Yeah, even 1 hour was tripping it up. Yeah. If you look at this thing on 15 minutes, that's crazy. So you can see like the first drive, the second drive, the weaker third drive, and then it bled out. Cool though. But anywho, that was an hour. I gotta go hang out with the fam. Thanks for checking us out. Catch me on Twitter, Discord, OnlyFans. Catch us later. But yeah, the Discord, you can ask us questions, anything. And any of my other dudes will help us out too. They're really familiar with the tools. And I will do last request for Link, because I like Link. Yeah, boy. So it's cool, right? Like you see the accumulation into the rainbow, right? You also see that's too big. Like that was gonna be your level, but they broke it down and they shifted it, right? So that's now like your accumulation level. But you've also got like a horizontal downtrend, which it retested, and it may be going, but it's already printing some RSI colors on blue. So I don't know. What I don't see is the big like whale eating, but it is uptrending. But a lot of stuff's uptrending today after the FOMC, so I'd be a little skeptical. Is it like you can see bam, 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 but now it's kind of going sideways. Maybe that's the calm before the storm. Maybe, I don't know. It's kind of hard. Thanks, Pantalga. But anywho, you know what? We don't only have like 20 people on. We've been talking a while. Pantalga, I do not remember how to raid. Do you guys want to raid a channel with like nobody in it?
Possible. Some of us,
If you do, we can check something out. Let's do just chatting. Viewers, high to low. Pantalga, how do we raid? What's the command? Do you remember? You know what? Let's do. I take that back. Let's do a crypto raid. So you guys, let's find somebody. So this is the crypto channel. We usually just do the people that are doing like marbles or something, but like let's find a dude who's trying with like no viewers. Oh. Hold the line. Let's do this. Use command raid and then type username -raid has Gaza 43. Did it work? Oh, I gotta click raid now. Raid now. Ding. There it goes. See you guys.
It's an interesting one. I wonder if it gets stopped or not. And Bitcoin is showing strength here. This would be a shove here, which could bring it back up. I don't think that's the case. I personally believe we can go higher. I hope we do. I hope it's forming a nice form of a cup and handle breakout here, and we break the level and really do show strength. Oh, there you go, Luna, beautiful little pop, and Sol, and there's AVEX with it as well. So it's quite interesting that what I'm learning is that, obviously, because I think there's a lot of momentum, a lot of momentum traders in Luna at the moment. If Bitcoin moves like a big bar, you'll see that Luna will go with it. So that's just one that I think to keep an eye on and watch out for. And there you go, Luna's not wanting to pop this level, and I don't, which is good conviction for the sellers, as it has had a very good run up the past few days. So